Diamond P Sports presents, from the National Hot Rod Association, Championship Drag Racing. Moments ago, this woman, the three-time world champion in Top Fuel Eliminator, Shirley Muldowney, in the first round of competition here at the 14th Annual Gatornationals in Gainesville, Florida, was racing this man, Jim Bernard, the winner of the Top Fuel Eliminator title at the World Finals last year. It was on this run that Shirley recorded the fastest speed ever, over 257 miles an hour.
A lot of years we waited for this one. They were happy. Shook a little bit, and it's a clean motor.
But where did the 257 come from? And that's a tremendous leap.
Up on the tire real fast. We're running a Goodyear 2600, and I think that's going to be the tire of the year.
Just a few minutes after that, in the first round of funny car competition, Gary Bergen in the near lane was racing Kenny Bernstein. Gatornationals history was made on this run, as Bergen recorded the low elapsed time of this year's event and established an all-time Gainesville Raceway track record of 5.78 seconds to cover the quarter mile. The Gatornationals always provides the fans with a dramatic moment. This year in Super Gas qualifying, Mickey Thompson of Ohio, named after the legendary drag, off-road, and Bonneville racer, left the starting line and found himself out of control. Thompson's Chevy Vega started to spin out, first to the left, then to the right, then the rear tire buckled under, and the car began a series of barrel rolls, taking it right up to the guardrail. Right after the crash, we had a chance to talk with an obviously shaken Mickey Thompson.
Just remember heading for the right guardrail and trying to turn it back. And that's all I remember.
Thanks to the stringent rules and safety requirements of NHRA for all classes of cars in competition, an uninjured Mickey Thompson is able to wonder what happened. Hello everybody, I'm Dave McClelland, and we are here for the 8th consecutive year of Diamond P Sports coverage of the NHRA Gatornationals. As always, working with me is automotive expert and drag racing enthusiast, Steve Evans.
Well, thank you, David. As you know, the Gatornationals has about everything you could ask for in a drag race. Over 600 cars were entered, racing for some $600,000 in the Gatornationals titles. Now, the crowd behind me, and I mean, they have jammed this Gainesville Raceway, these Atlantic Coast fans. This is their first look at all that's new for 1983, and believe me, there is plenty. I had a chance early to talk to the reigning world champions in Top Fuel, Funny Car, and Pro Stock about how they felt their season would shape up. Tell me how you feel going into this early season after such a tremendous 1982.
We feel good about it. I'm happy that I have a new Swindle car, even though the 82, I know a lot of people that would like to campaign that car. But I think on this circuit, this is where we're happy. This is where we feel at home. The conditions are real good. It's fair for everyone. Everyone has an equal chance. It's what we like to do.
Lee, your first championship came very, very hard. It came down the last race of the year. However, last year, by mid-season, you had run away with it. The title chase was over. Is it going to be that easy this year?
Well, I don't think so, Steve. Frank Iconio's running awful fast. He's run quite a bit faster than he was last year. So we expect to have a lot of competition this year.
How has becoming world champion changed your life?
Oh, a lot of people want to talk to me now. They want to hang out with me. Before they didn't. So I like that. It's inspired us to run for the rest of the year. I mean, we've realized that we can do it now. It was something that everyone always thought couldn't happen by an underdog team, and we proved it can happen. I think it's helped a lot of other people too, just with their attitudes, you know.
The reigning world champions ready for the Gatornationals. The 1983 Gatornationals are being brought to you by McGuire's Car Wax. For over 50 years, McGuire's quality waxes and polishes have been the choice of car care professionals. And by Goodyear, makers of Eagle high-performance radials and Wrangler all-season radials for light trucks. And by Budweiser, the king of beers and proud sponsor of the U.S. Olympic team. For all you do, this Bud's for you. Top Fuel Racing at the Gatornationals coming up next. At the Gatornationals at Gainesville Raceway in Gainesville, Florida, we're getting ready for round number 2 racing in Top Fuel Eliminator. The first car we see driven by Jody Smart. These Top Fuel cars, over 240 inches in wheelbase, engines producing over 2,500 horsepower. Smart will be racing Connie Kalita in this second round action. Jody Smart from San Antonio, Texas, finishing in the runner-up spot a number of times, while Connie Kalita, a true veteran of the sport, his career dates back to its start in 1958. Last season, Kalita, winner of 2 NHRA national event titles, while Jody Smart has yet to take home his first NHRA title. Both cars off the mark together, and it is Smart. But no, Connie Kalita comes from behind and takes the win, 5.71 seconds. His speed, 248 miles an hour. Kalita moving into the semifinals at the Gatornationals by virtue of this win, has our next pair already ready to go. The Donnell brothers into agribusiness up in the Central California Valley area. Danny Donnell, the driver. His competition, another agribusiness man, Larry Miner from San Jacinto, California. Both Miner and Donnell are somewhat new to the driving chores in championship drag racing. For Donnell, it was a switch from sand dragging, that's racing on the sand in Southern California. For Larry Miner, it was a move from being a car owner to a car driver. This marks the second major event competition for Miner. He has been very successful in his move to the driver's cockpit. Steve Evans is with Connie Kalita.
That was a good drag race with Jody Smart.
Yes, it was. I looked over there and he was right there. I didn't know who won in the other end.
No, you did. The win lights blinking in your lane.
Thank you.
The crafty veteran Connie Kalita heading back to the pits to get ready for the semifinal round. We're still in the second round of racing, and Larry Miner making the switch to the driving chores very easily. He qualified well at the recent Winter Nationals in Southern California, also qualified very well here at the Gatornationals. For Danny Donnell, he was a recent upset victor over Shirley Muldowney at a regional race in California. Recording a 5.66 second elapsed time, Donnell earned a lot of respect in winning that race. But here at the Gatornationals, it's the one that gets to the finish line first that advances to the semifinals. Danny Donnell against Larry Miner. They're side by side at the start, but look at Miner pull away. And Larry Miner records the second quickest elapsed time in history at 5.51 seconds. His speed over 246 miles an hour. And now the woman you saw just a few moments ago run faster than anyone in history, Shirley Muldowney. Shirley will be racing against the longtime superstar Gene Snow from Fort Worth, Texas. Shirley, an unprecedented 3 Top Fuel world titles to her credit, while Gene Snow coming back after a several-year layoff into Top Fuel racing. Snow has his work cut out for him as he had difficulties during qualifying, finally making this super tough field. But Shirley recording that blistering 257 mile an hour charge in the first round of racing is definitely the favorite here as we advance through the second round. Shirley has recorded more 5-second elapsed time runs in competition than any other driver, and Gene Snow knows it as he gets ready to do battle, trying to advance to the semifinals. The crew making the final preparations as Shirley and Gene Snow square off at the starting line. It's a matter of concentration, and Shirley is one of the best. She has, for the past several years, been the premier dragster driver. And it is concentration in her ability to get off the line, but it looks like Jean Snow left first, but Shirley Muldowney not to be denied. 5.67 seconds, 249 miles an hour. As it is Shirley going into the semifinals, we watch again. You saw Jean Snow move first. That very rarely happens to Shirley Muldowney. As we advance down the quarter mile, the engine goes away for Jean Snow, and Shirley Muldowney wins it. Steve Evans is with Shirley right now.
So Shirley Muldowney just keeps knocking them off. She's undefeated here going into her third year at the Gatornationals, 5.67.
That's decent for the way it shook out there, any mile an hour.
I didn't hear the mile an hour, but I did see a lot of smoke in the lights.
Yeah, I think it caught one or maybe two in the lights, so I'm sure the mile an hour was down.
All right. By catching one, she means a couple of pistons may have been burned. They're easily changed.
Steve, it shows you how advanced drag racing has become when we talk about changing a couple of pistons in just about an hour. Gary Beck roaring back to the starting line. Gary is the low qualifier here at the Gatornationals, as he has been at the last 6 national events, but a long time since a win. His competition, Richard Tharp of Dallas, Texas, coming back after a year's layoff, driving for a new team of owners, Kilpatrick and Cannell. Tharp is regarded by many as one of the finer drivers in the sport of championship drag racing, and certainly one of the most colorful personalities in any form of motorsports. Richard, a former world champion, a former national champion, has got his work cut out for him, though, as he is racing Gary Beck, part of a 2-car team. His car owner, Larry Miner, now driving, and Steve talked to them earlier.
This is the quickest top fuel dragster in the world at 5.48 seconds. Right next to it sits another blue car, the second quickest top fuel dragster in the world at 5.52 seconds. And they're both owned by the same man from Hemet, California, Larry Miner. Now, Larry, you've still got Gary Beck driving, but now you're driving too. How did this all come about?
Well, I've always wanted to drive one of these cars. I've driven all the other race cars that I've owned, and this winter gave us a good chance for me to get my license, and Gary worked with me, and we just planned on going to one national event, but I liked it so well, and the car's running good. I kind of got the bug right now.
You know, he was hard enough to drive for it. Now you may even have to race him to boot.
Yeah, we might. That's probably one of our least of our worries is racing the 2 cars together. But as it happens at the present moment, we're qualified on the same side of the ladder. It could come together, which would be fine. That would mean both cars are doing well.
Gary Beck not worrying about what's coming up. He's worried only at the race of the moment, and that is against Richard Tharp in the Kilpatrick and Cannell car. Both cars coming into the staging beams. A great start for both drivers. Tharp drifting towards the center line. They're almost side by side, and it is Gary Beck, and look at that, a new national record. 5.49 seconds. His speed over 252 miles an hour, and Richard Tharp acquitting himself very well. This is the closest side-by-side race in history, with Gary Beck going 5.49 seconds. Richard Tharp with a motor going away at the finish line at 5.63 seconds. So Gary Beck moves into the semis against Larry Miner. Here's Steve.
This is turning out to be a heck of an afternoon for the Larry Miner-Gary Beck team. That is the new national record, 5.49.
Gee, that's terrific. Well, we're real happy. I'll tell you, the cars are running just great. Larry's doing a terrific job of driving, and we tried a few things at Pomona, with some experiments, and we went back and we just made them exactly the same as best we could, and they're running just fine.
This could be called the dream race as Gary Beck faces off against his car owner Larry Miner, while Shirley Muldowney races her former crew chief Connie Kalita here at the Gatornationals. Funny cars, they're coming up next. We're back at the 14th annual NHRA Gatornationals at Gainesville Raceway near Gainesville, Florida, getting set for round number 2 racing in Funny Car Eliminator. a funny car, that tubular chassis creation carrying an engine very similar to the top fuel racers, over 2,500 horsepower, but encased in a fiberglass replica body of a late model American or foreign car. The interesting point here, the driver sitting behind all that nitro burning horsepower. The funny cars, like all cars in competition, do those long, smoky burnouts. The burnout actually getting the tires spinning fast enough where it burns the rubber and gets the tires very hot. Raymond Beadle, the former world champion, is matched in this first race of round number 2 against Frank Hawley, the reigning world champion, proudly bearing number 1 on the side of the Chi-Town Hustler.